In this video, we're going to be battening the ceiling, walls and floor of our medium wheelbase Citroen Relay camper van, so if that's something that might interest you, then please stick around. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you're new around here, my name's Craig, and with my wife Scarlett we're turning the 2007 medium wheelbase Citroen Relay from a PDSA van to a camper van. And as I've already said, in this video we're going to concentrate on the battening. So we'll talk and show you through our process of how we're going to tackle this stage of our build. And if there's anybody out there considering doing their own camper van build in the very near future, hopefully this video might give you some ideas. So yeah, we're going to concentrate on the ceiling, work our way down, and once this is done and dusted, we can then turn our focus and attention to the insulating. So let's crack on. All of the wood that we use we picked up from Buildbase and Wickes. Just like working on a home, we decided it was best to work our way down, so we started on the ceiling first. The timber that we used was 12mm thick and 44mm wide. It was absolutely perfect for the ribs of our type of van. Not trusting my own measurement skills, I decided to put the holes where we'd be marking out the screws in line with the high points of the corrugation of the roof. To make life easy for myself, I just nipped the screws into the wood, and then on the other side I gave it a good generous bead of adhesive. Just as with the solar panels, the adhesive should be more than good enough to hold the battens in place, but taking a belts and braces approach, we decided to add a few screws just for peace of mind. A small Bosch electric screwdriver came in absolutely perfect for those hard to reach places. And again, although I know that the screws aren't long enough to pierce the outer skin, I still found myself double checking just to make absolutely sure anyway. For the walls, the timber that we used was 12mm thick by 34mm wide. Having pre-measured before buying, we thought that they'd be the perfect size for the contours of the van. Above the wheel arches, using a multi-tool, I had to cut out a notch in the timber. For all of the bits and pieces that I use in this video, I'll drop some links down in the description. You can probably see here that I'm trying to be clever with how I batten out the van. It's a small space and I don't want them encroaching more than necessary, because that will then of course affect how much the wall coverings encroach into the van. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the adhesive should be more than adequate for attaching the battens to the van. I thought some mini battens right at the very top were coming useful for attaching the cupboards to. Now at the headboard of the bed I used 34mm square battens attached directly to the inner wall of the van, which once insulated and covered will give us a few extra pressure centimetres. It might be worth noting that they pretty much sit flush with that anti-vibration strut that you can see there. With the walls taken care of, it was now time to tackle the floor. It was given a good going over using a dustpan and brush, and then I went over it again using some panel wipes. I took this last opportunity to remove any superficial rust, and then I treated the bare metal using red oxide primer, and as you can see here, I'm not shy with it. Right, floor battens. I'm firmly in the camp of glue and not screw. The reason being that the adhesive that I've used here, I've hung things on the wall before now and I've literally been able to hang off them, no screws required. And you've got to remember that there's 15 stone of manliness going on here. I can say with absolute confidence you do not need to screw any battens to the floor of your van. And of course, putting screws into the bottom of your van, unless treated thoroughly, you're leaving yourself open to rust and water ingress. The roofing battens that we use were 25mm thick and 50mm wide. Now with regards to positioning, I used the high points of the van floor to stick the long lengths of battens to, and the noggins in between I attached about every 400mm. But up by the side loading door, we reduced that gap to about 300mm spaces, because of course there'll be a lot of foot traffic there. That's that stage complete then. Now, if you've watched any of the battening videos online, I'm sure if you've watched a few like myself, you've found that no two are alike. There's so many different ways that you can tackle this stage of the build, but for us, because it's a small medium wheelbase van, it's tiny, I'm 6'2". If you watched any of our other videos, I will have touched upon that the intention is to have a transverse bed sleeping head to toe. I want to make sure that I get a good night's sleep, so battening is something that we've had to give serious consideration to. It's something that we've had to put a bit of thought into to make sure that we don't encroach too much into the living space. Now, you watch some of these battening videos online, and with how they batten their vans out, you're not losing centimetres, you're losing inches in some instances. But because, like I say, we've got such a small space to work with, I want to make sure that we try and keep as much real estate as we possibly can. So whether or not it's going to be a success, I don't know, but hopefully with the thought that we've put into it and how we've tried to approach this stage of the build, fingers crossed it'll pay dividends in the long run. But on a different note, I just want to quickly point out to you guys everything that we've used to attach the battens to the van. So you've seen already, we've used two things. We've used these screws. I know they're upside down, I opened it upside down. We've used these screws, now the 32mm self tappers, and the only other thing that we've used, and I highly recommend this stuff, is Stixall. This adhesive is absolutely brilliant, and it's cheap as chips. There are more expensive brands out there, but this does the job just as well. I highly recommend it. So there we have it guys, that's our battening complete. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure at some point later on down the line we'll probably have to add an extra batten here and there. But until we reach those later stages, we just won't know where they're going to be. So as far as I'm concerned, for all intents and purposes, we can say that this part of the build, it's done. We can move on to the next thing, which is going to be the insulation. So if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video and you're intrigued to see more, you want to see how this build progresses, then please consider subscribing. We seem to be working so long on this camper van with all the work that we've done to the exterior. And in actual fact, we've only just started on the inside of the build, as you've seen in this video. We've only just begun. There was a song about that, wasn't there? Anyway, I'm waffling now. So let me just say, thank you so much for watching. And until next time guys, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more and you haven't done so already, then please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you know exactly when we put up a new video. And until next time guys, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.